What's up, YouTube? Team Movies here with Joker Handers this week since the film stars Joaquin Phoenix, who still doesn't have an Oscar win. Maybe Joker will change that, but who knows. I decided to go ahead and do my top 10 favorite Joaquin Phoenix movies. He's been doing movies like for years. I mean, he is, of course, the brother of the late great River Phoenix from Sam Raimi fame. He's been in countless great films. He has some great performances up his sleeve. And cannot wait to see him as Joker this week. So, with that being said, here's my 10 favorite Joaquin Phoenix movies. Alright. Coming in at number 10 is going to be the film We Own the Night. Now, this movie is directed by James Gray, who recently just put out that horrible Ad Astra movie. This is probably my favorite movie that James Gray has directed. Now, this film here takes place in 1988, and it takes place in New York City, and it's pretty much like police's wage on or at war on drugs and guilty and innocence and all. So you got Bobby Green, played by Joaquin Phoenix, who's like this manager of a nightclub that's like often frequented by like gangsters and all. So he ends up trying to remain neutral, but of course hires like a bit of secret. And so like you got Mark Wahlberg, who plays his brother, while Robert Duvall plays his father, who are both cops. And like so after his little brother ends up getting wounded by an assassination attempt, Bobby can really no longer remain neutral, and he ends up joining the forces with his brother to pretty much take the hit out on the mob who tried to assassinate him. And they also had Ava Mendes is also in this. Really cool crime drama. I mean, this is actually not the only time that Wahlberg and Phoenix and Gray have worked together. They also did that movie The Yards, which I think that The Yards is good, but I kind of prefer We Own the Night more. It's a really cool film. I mean, it's a great crime thriller. It's a good mafia-based film. And James Gray, like I said, it's his best work. So, if you guys never really seen We Own the Night yet, give it a go. It's a really good one. Alright. Coming in at number 9 is going to be Paul Thomas Anderson's film, The Master. Now, this isn't like the greatest film of all time, nothing like that. But my God, Joaquin Phoenix, I think he should have gotten, actually won his Oscar for this. Because he was actually that good. But, of course, Down Day Lewis had a better performance that year. So, anyway, in this film, you got Joaquin Phoenix, who plays this boozy drifter named Freddie Quell, who's like this alcoholic, and he also has PTSD of trauma of World War II, and he has there was of course inner demons that ruled his life before that fateful World War II night, and so on a pretty much the film also takes place in the 1950s, and Freddie ends up boarding this passion boat, and he ends up meeting this leader of this religious movement called the case, and the characters, of course, named Lancaster Dodd, who's played by the late great Philip Seymour Hoffman, and so Fred is trying really hard to adhere to Dodd's weird teaching for him, and there's also weird other members there. You got Amy Adams, who plays Hoffman's wife. She was great in this. You also had Jesse Plemons, Remy Malek, Laura Dern was in this. Some really good cast members. And it's not really Paul Thomas Anderson's best work or anything, but either he did a great job with this movie. And Joaquin Phoenix, I mean, he was pretty messed up throughout the whole film. He was very his character was pretty wasted, and he went to crazy stuff in this, and yeah, pretty much lots of people in the film actually got an Oscar nomination for it. I believe Joaquin Phoenix scored a Best Actor nomination. Phil Seymour Hoffman scored a Best Supporting Actor, while Amy Adams scored a Best Supporting Actress, and well-deserving nomination. I mean, if you guys never seen The Master by now, it's a really decent one. Alright, coming in at number 8 is going to be You Were Never Really Here. Now, lots of people probably add this up a little higher, but I didn't really love it as most people did, to be honest with you. But man, Joaquin Phoenix, either he was amazing in this. And, this is actually Phoenix's performance in this is actually the reason why lots of people was really drilled when Phoenix got cast as the Joker, because he was pretty menacing and creepy in this. And I mean, here you got Phoenix, who plays this enforcer who's trying to rescue this who's like trying to rescue this young girl I know from some bad guys and all. And you were never really here. Joaquin Phoenix, I know he was terrific in this, and the one who plays the girl in this, uh, forgot the actress' name and all, but I know she was really good in this. It was also directed by Lynn Ramsey. She did a great job at directing. The movie had some really great cinematography. The scenes like when they're flying down to New York City was pretty cool. I mean, really, really decent film. I mean, it's not really like lots of people actually add this as their number add this in 10 favorite movies of last year. I didn't think it was that great, but I still thought it was decent. And Phoenix's performance in it definitely is worth it. And the young actresses, either Phoenix and her, both play off each other really well. And this was, I guess you could say, like a modern taxi driver in a way. Really, really a nice little film. If you guys haven't seen it, I'll say give it a shot. Alright. Alright, coming in at number 7 is another Paul Thomas Anderson film. And I gotta say, this is actually a better film than The Master, in my opinion. And that is Inherent Vice. Now, Inherent Vice didn't get as great reviews as The Master did, but I'm not gonna lie, I kind of got a kick out of Inherent Vice. I mean, you got a Joaquin Phoenix who plays a private detective named Larry Doc Spartallo, who's pretty much working his case through like a smoky haze of marijuana and all. And so, one night he ends up meeting this woman played by Aylin Covenant actress Catherine Morrison, and one night she ends up going missing, so he has to try finding out where she went and all. And she pretty much navigates world of surfers and stoners and cops to solve the case. And this had a great cast. I mean, you got the aforementioned Catherine Morrison. You had Owen Wilson, Maya Rudolph, Reese Witherspoon, Michael K. Williams was in this, Benicio del Toro, Jenna Malone. You also had Mars Short. I mean, really great cast members was in this. And yeah, and I thought it was kind of a bit of a dark comedy, if you will. It was drama too, but it was really very darkish, and I thought it was really decent. It is also based on a book, and Joaquin Phoenix gave a really outstanding performance here. And I kind of wish the movie got well received more than it didn't get terrible reviews or anything, but it didn't really get as the reviews wasn't as good as it should have been. I thought it was really good, and it did not do that great in the box office either. But Inherent Vice, Paul Thomas Anderson, that guy's an awesome director, and yeah, I thought PTA really directed Phoenix well in this. And Catherine Morrison, by the way, I mean, this if you have a bit of a crush on Catherine Morrison, you'll definitely want to see her in the spotlight. But yeah, Inherent Vice is a really good film. Alright. Coming in at number 6. Now, he actually did some interesting films last year. He did You Were Never Really Here. But I think my number 6 is actually my favorite movie he did last year. And that is the film Don't Worry, He Won't Get Far on Foot. Directed by the great Gus Van Sant. I mean, I kind of think this is a better movie than You Were Never Really Here. In it, you've got Joaquin Phoenix, who plays this drunken slacker who ends up losing his life in a car accident after he ended up drunk driving, and he ends up becoming like paralyzed to the waist down. And you also got Jack Black, who actually plays one of his riders that end up getting injured as well. You also got Jonah Hill, who plays his sponsor. Phoenix's real life girlfriend, Rooney Mara, plays Phoenix's girlfriend. This, and since Phoenix's character, John Kellan, can't really do much. He decides to go out of his way and actually make pretty much create cartoon magazines. And the film is based on a true story, and it's a really funny drama about like healing power. And it's also adapted by Callahan's autobiography. And I thought Joaquin Phoenix was great in this. Now, I'm not gonna lie, he was great. You were never really here, but I think he should have got an Oscar nomination for this instead. I know he was really great, and don't worry, he won't get far. But Gus Van Sant, directed Phoenix really well in this, and I mean, I also like the chemistry with Jonah Hill and Joaquin Phoenix. They play off each other really well here. And the cartoon stuff that he actually drew in this, I thought was pretty cool too.
She's 10 years older than me. She took me home, nigga.
Yeah. If you guys really never seen "Don't Worry, He Won't Get Far on Foot Yet," it's a really good one. Very underrated too. I mean, this movie got released last July of last year, and no one barely even talked about it. I mean, I even actually thought that the movie probably could get some Oscar nominations, but that really happened. Anyway. Alright, coming in at number 5 is going to be Signs. Now, this is a really good film directed by M. Night Shyamalan. And you've got Mel Gibson, who plays the preacher named Graham Hess, who ends up losing faith in God after his wife ends up dying in a brutal car accident. So he pretty much lives in like this in this farmhouse with his son, played by Rory Culkin, his daughter, played by Abigail Breslin, and his brother, played by Joaquin Phoenix. And of course, there's like crop circles and the beginning to like appear in the cornfields, which like Graham ends up dismissing as like pretty much mischief by Miss Korean, and there's pretty much like alien sightings here, and it's a pretty good one. I mean, it's probably one of, like I said, it's one of Shamhammer's better films. I mean, and Joaquin Phoenix and Mel Gibson as brothers, you could kind of weird, but you can actually buy them as brothers. I mean, they really play the brotherly roles really well. And the movie was also, it was a pretty cool sci-fi film. It had some great sci-fi elements in this. And yeah, Mel Gibson and Joaquin Phoenix, they were both really great in that. I mean, if you guys seriously never seen Signs by now, yes, like every Shyamalan movie, this does have a twist at the end. But I mean, it's a Shyamalan movie. What do you expect? But yeah, Signs is a really good one. All right, coming in at number 4, I'm going with the film Buffalo Soldiers. Now, the movie takes place in the army base in 1989 as the Berlin Wall is about to fall, and it like takes a satiric look at these men who like steal, drink, fight, and pretty much take and also sell drugs here. And you've got Joaquin Phoenix's character Elwood, who's like the brains behind the operation, and you got Ed Harris, who plays like his superior, superior, and not to mention, he's also like sleeping with his wife as well, so there's that too. And you've got Scott Glenn, who plays like the new sergeant in this. And I mean, it's an interesting satire film. You also had Anna Paquin here. Micah Pena was in this movie. Elizabeth McGovern. I mean, this movie was pretty crazy. It was part of warfare. It was of course a comedy. It has dramatic moments in it. great performance by Phoenix. I mean, the characters in this are really nuts. I mean, Ed Harris was probably one of his most nuttiest roles yet. Scott Glenn, yeah, I love Scott Glenn. He was great in this. Really good film. If you guys ever seen Buffalo Soldiers, go give this one a shot. Anyway. Alright, coming in at number 3 is the movie Her. Now, on paper, this sounds like a weird idea. I mean, it's really about a guy, like a lonely guy named Theodore, played by Phoenix, who ends, who, let me, anyway, let me just, put it this way, in the movie Her, Joaquin Phoenix ends up falling in love with his phone. That literally does sound dumb. But I gotta say, this movie had some really good heart. I mean, of course, you got Scarlett Johansson, who pretty much voices the character, the phone, if you will, Samantha. And I'm not even gonna lie, Scarlett Johansson probably could have got an Oscar nomination for this. And it's just for her voice alone. Like, I think this is actually one of her best performances. I mean, I whoever knew that a movie about a guy who falls in love with his phone could work out so well, but Her worked out pretty decent. And you also had the aforementioned Rooney Mara was also in this. Bill Hader. You even had Chris Pratt was in this. Olivia Wilde. I mean, yeah, and Her did score a couple of Oscar nominations, and it was directed by Spike Jonze, and it's definitely one of Spike Jonze's coolest works. I mean, hey, it's kind of weird, but it's actually not that bad. But it's actually a really good film, and definitely one of Phoenix's best work, and one of Scarlett Johansson's best work. I mean, if you guys never really seen a Joaquin Phoenix's film Her, give it a go. It's a weird premise, but it's actually a really nice and charming love film. Alright, coming in at number 2 is the Oscar-winning film Gladiator. Now, in this, Joaquin Phoenix plays the main villain, Commodius, who like pretty much power struggles and all, and leaves like Maximum and his family condemned to death and all. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix, he plays a bad guy really well, which I'm guessing that's another reason why Todd Phillips chose him to be a Joker, because he can play the bad guy great. And Gladiator, directed by Ridley Scott, starring Connie Nielsen, the late Oliver Reed, and the late Richard Harris. Russell Crowe was great in this. But I believe, the movie actually, won the Oscar for Best Picture. Well deserving, really good film. And I believe Phoenix was nominated for Best Supporting Actor, if I'm not mistaken. Gotta double check that. But Phoenix was such a great score in this, and his villainous, he was very menacing, and his major fight scenes with Russell Crowe was great, and Russell Crowe as Maximum or I should say Maximus, I must say, is a great casting, and yeah, lots of people actually add Gladiator in their favorite films of the year, of all time list. I don't think it's the best film of all time, but it's actually a really good film, man. Yeah, go check out Gladiator if you haven't seen it, and they're actually talking about doing a sequel, which I don't really know how you can do a sequel to this, but whatever. But yeah, Gladiator is a really good one. Alright. Now, Joaquin Phoenix's best film of all time, in my opinion, number 1 goes to Walk the Line, where Joaquin Phoenix plays legendary country singer Johnny Cash. And you got Reese Witherspoon, who won her first ever Oscar for playing his wife, June Carter Cash. You also had Jennifer Goodwin, who played Cash's ex-wife. You had Robert Patrick as Cash's father. I mean, directed by James Mango, who also directed Logan, and he has that Ford v Ferrari coming out. Walk the Line is a magnificent movie, and Joaquin Phoenix really played the role of Johnny Cash well. And I think this movie probably could have pretty much won him his first Oscar because I know he was really that good in this. And like, he really embodied the role of Johnny Cash very well. His like on-screen chemistry.
Hey Thomas,
Uh,
what are we talking about today?
Walking Phoenix movies.
Good?
Yeah. Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Walk the Line is a really great one, and yeah, this is definitely one I think Phoenix probably could have won his Oscar, but man, he got nominated so many years. There's just always sometimes where like I guess there's a better performance that's better than him and stuff, but maybe he'll win for the Joker, but who knows. But yeah, Walk the Line is a really great one, and I'm not gonna lie, I barely actually knew who. I barely listened to Johnny Cash music before Walk the Line, but after I saw Walk the Line, I literally became a Johnny Cash fan. And yeah, Walk the Line, it's a really great biopic. I mean, if you guys never seen Walk the Line by now, give it a go. You'll enjoy it. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let's do the quick one now. 10, We Own the Night. 9, The Master. 8, You Were Never Really Here. 7, Inherent Vice. 6, Don't Worry, He Won't Get Far on Foot. 5, Signs. 4, Buffalo Soldiers. 3, Her. 2, Gladiator. 1, Walk the Line. Now, Phoenix has made loads of other great stuff over the years. Let me pull up this credit list. Alright. Let's see. There's also, he was, of course, in that Casey Affleck directed movie, I'm Still Here, which, by the way, he was actually doing rapping for a while, which I always found to be weird. Phoenix as a rapper. Okay. Let's see. He was in that Sisters Brother with John C. Reilly. That was a pretty good one. He was in one of Disney's most underrated, underappreciated gems, Brother Bear. He was in Woody Allen's film International Man, Ladder 49, To Die For with Nicole Kidman. He was in Hotel Rwanda with Don Cheadle. He was in James Gray's other film, Two Lovers, with Gwyneth Paltrow. He was in that movie Space Camp, 8mm with Nick Cage. He was in that film Advancing the Hobbits with oh yeah, Liv Tyler was in that. Nice. Okay, he was also in The Immigrant, which was also directed by James Gray. Boy, he worked with James Gray a whole lot. Maybe surprised that he didn't star in Ad Asher instead. Anyway, he was in Reservation Roads, Quills. He was in that Sean Penn and J-Lo film U-Turn. That's a good one. Yeah, he's been some. Yeah, Phoenix been some really great stuff. But anyway, let me leave to you guys. What are some of your favorite Joaquin Phoenix movies? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is T Movies signing off.